The other thing I'd like to do before we start is just introduce why I get really jazzed about tackle tech. One, it's because I'm a Canadian and North Americans thrive on physicality in the game. It's where we think our point of difference is. And so it's really integral to how we see ourselves. But two, and probably more importantly for me, I've been coaching Japan for 7 years now. I worked for 10 months prior to that with the sevens team. And it is not, or it has not been, and certainly wasn't when I started with them, a point of pride or confidence or security for them. So most of those girls are about 20 kg down or 10 kg down on their international counterparts. And if you tell them, we're gonna be really dominant in this tackle, we're gonna be dominant defensively, they're like, I don't see that happening. You lose confidence in what you're trying to put together in terms of integrity. But if you can build that, in which we have done, and you can get really good integrity in your one-on-one collisions, you get really good integrity coming out of that as a unit, and then you get some belief that you can start building an international program on. So it's literally 1v1 collision skills was where I started with the Japan women's program when we went, right, this is gonna be a year-round program and we're actually striving for quarterfinals at the World Cup. So that's been a huge project for me. Developed some ways of training it rather than just full out smash, which is quite intimidating for players. And it can be intimidating for coaches to coach. You're like, I don't want to break anyone. It's Tuesday. I've only got 17 people right now that I know for the weekend. How do I otherwise train tackle though? How do I get them confident? And so I'm going to show a lot today that isn't about tackle and collision in the sense of hitting, but it is very much about how you put yourself in the right place at the right time, in the right shape, to be really effective and take contact on your terms. And a lot of that is non-contact stuff. So that's the plan today. If there's something that really sticks with you, I'll give you an opportunity through the session to come over and put it on the whiteboard. Either side is cool. And then that may help someone around you. It may prompt your questions later, your feedback later. It might help me in terms of how I develop the session. Last piece of housekeeping is just a real appreciation for the players that we've got with us. I'll take something from one of my university coaches who's here today, which is cool for me. It's really challenging to be in your position because you're gonna get critiqued. Everyone's looking at you, you don't know them, they're all judging you. But same for me, so don't worry about that. Well, do worry about that, because I am gonna pick out some details. If you are criticized, and this is what Spence gave me, it means that what you do is important. So any feedback you get is because what you do is important, and that folds out to the rest of the team's performance. So please be accepting of that. Coaches will get you participating because most of you are kinesthetic learners. So we'll have opportunities to break out, go and try this, see how it feels, how would you coach that? You like it? Nah, you don't like it, chuck it. Sweet? Gravy. All right, we're gonna head over my grid here. We're gonna start with a bit of a physical warm-up. So we're just gonna move the shoulders around a little bit, start warming up our core. So I get my players in this grid here. Find a partner. Right, all we're gonna do is just bind shoulders and arms, and we're just gonna do a bit of push when I call push, pull when I call pull. Everyone's seen this. We're nice and well stabilized through our trunks and hips. Push when I call push, pull when I call pull. Pull, and push, and pull, and relax. Shake it out. Right, no one's going to the ground right now. We're all in control. So there's no gold stickers after this for dominant warm-ups. Push, push, and pull. Push, and relax. Okay. I would do more of a contact warm-up potentially, but there's been a bit of scrum work already. What we're gonna work on now is a bit of setup, guys. So setup for effective collisions. Coaches, this is now for you as well. There's a couple of things that I'm looking for, building from the ground up. What's a strong contact shape? So the first thing I want from everybody here is I want your weight distributed evenly, 50-50. So if you imagine through your feet, 1 foot each is on a different scale, I want equal weight through both of them. The next thing I want is for everyone to think they've got a quarter zip sweater on. So there's a zip that starts about here, cold day, I want you to zip it up to the top. So have a go, zip it up, go on my man, San Francisco, zip it up. I want you to feel what that does. Your thoracic spine, your chest opens, and you've got extension through your T-spine here. So we're big, and we've got shoulders available to do work. So when we step into a squat rack at the gym, if we're zipped up and our T-spine is extended, we're able to transfer weight through our shoulders, power through our hips, okay? And that's what keeps our core switched on. The other thing with our feet is we want our feet 50-50 at the same time as we're zipped up. So we got that now. Beautiful, I can see that. Good, now relax. The last thing you're gonna look for here, just for a terminology that I use, is a bony bit on the back of your neck. If you tilt your head forward, you should feel that's the top of your thoracic spine. That's T1. That's the bony bit. That's where it stops being stable. So thoracic spine is stable, cervical spine is mobile. And so we want everything moving from the most stable point through our shoulders. So in a minute, we're just gonna find that on a partner. The T-spine, set your head forward. Good, about yay. Okay, when we go into our contact stuff in our tackle tech, when I say we want pressure through T1, that's where I want you moving from. So one of the strangest things now is just get 50-50, zip yourself up and try and move through T1, try and put pressure, move through T1. And now watching everyone do that is always entertaining. We end up doing this. Okay, and why I want to be specific with that is because rather than, and I know because I learned also, cheek to cheek in our tackle is for safety, where we want our head to end up. So our head's not head on spear tackle, but we want head to the side. But we don't want to be transferring pressure through our head or through our neck. These smaller muscles, they're mobile. We want the most stable point of power transfer. So if we've got our feet 50-50, we're zipped up through T-spine, so our core is switched on, and when we make contact, we're driving through T1, we're gonna be more effective in our collision, we're gonna be more effective at scrum time, ball carry, etc. And again, working with a team like Japan, where we're underweight, and we don't necessarily see physical dominance in a collision one-on-one stuff as our bread and butter, as effective as we can be is really crucial for us. Okay, now I want you guys to put your notepads down, find a friend. You guys find a friend here. I want you opposite each other, your feet 50-50, you zipped up through your T-spine, and you got a good understanding where T1 is. Okay, can I borrow you again? Yeah. Give me 50-50. Now, he's gonna get T1 through me. Yeah, so we just gonna start head on. So, shoulder on. Now, I want you to put pressure through T1, pressure through me. You zipped up? You zipped up? Are you sure? We lost that a bit. Okay, relax. Sorry, just picking on you here. Yeah. You are important. One of the things I'm looking for, guys, here, and what I expect to see, is people who aren't used to getting low in strong positions. Okay, and when I say we want to keep you on the field, is because we want you to be able to drop low and be really effective in collision and legally, and really impactful when you transfer power. When you guys have tight hammies, when they get tired, they start giving it this, then they come up a bit, and then it's shoulder first, beep, off you go. Okay, so really working on reps of just dropping through hips, stay zipped up. Good man, that's excellent. Right, now shoulder on, pressure through T1. Yeah, pressure, pressure, pressure. Yes, there you go. Beautiful. So, in your partners now, the task is 50-50 feet, zip up, just snuggle in. So start connected on and pressure through T1. See if you can find that pressure point. No arms, just to stabilize. Try and hold your weight without your arms. Oh, some good shapes. One thing that's really encouraging is seeing this really good hips down and back knees down as well. And that's one of the other things I'm going to be looking for, especially our tall guys, is rather than hinge at the waist to try and drop, I want to see that back leg. Exactly, that's gorgeous, guys. So again, challenging how quickly are we able to drop into a really powerful position, dynamic position, so we can move out of there. Okay, the last thing I'm going to get you to do now, your partners, before we get moving, is we're just going to look at a little bit of a training technique to keep that shape nice and dynamic. Now, this is where it's not about smashing anybody. I want you to put your hand on your shoulder. So really lock it onto your shoulder, okay? At this point, my hand, when I make contact and I get T1 pressure on, my hand is where my shoulder should be, so I can push him away. So if I get hand where shoulder is, I can push him away. I'm still in a really good position, loaded, to transfer power. Okay? The difference, this will tell me really easily, I'm not strong here, but I am strong here. So one of the really challenging things for them is I'm going to get them to do that under movement in a minute. But right now, everybody try that static. So lock that hand in on the shoulder, push away. See how strong you feel. Show me. Yeah. Yeah, hand on shoulder. Good. And push. Good. All the way, extend all the way through. Yeah, extend through your arm. Be strong. Yeah, push, push, push. Good. Keep your feet north-south, get your butt back a little bit. Yeah, gorgeous. What are we noticing, Rachel?
Okay. Very strong in that position.
Feel very strong in that position. Brilliant. What else are we feeling or noticing?
More sexy.
Okay, feel like your effective shape. What else? Shoulders where it should be.
We're activating bigger muscles.
100%. Okay, and it's not because we're now going to tackle with a hand, but it's very much, we want to be in a really effective way to transfer power. And so shoulders where it should be, my feet are where they should be. So to give this, and this is why I use it, if you go hand to shoulder rather than here, I've got to get to here, which means I'm able to then put as much of my power through him. I've done the work to be effective, even though I'm smaller, in contact with him.
Do your feet get there naturally by doing this, as opposed to talking about like stepping into it?
It's a fantastic question. Like this is the contact point. We're going to work through some grids to get those feet ready to be there naturally. A lot of the reasons, and I think what you're talking about, is we see players missing tackles because they try and start that contact from here, or especially somebody shaped like this. They're like, I'll make it, but I'll do it from here. Sorry, buddy. Okay, so what we want is for them to feel confident getting into here so they can be effective. So we build confidence in getting there, right place, right time, and then right shape. And that's where we put the two of them together. We really start to get some confidence as well as some efficacy in our tackle. Okay, thank you for that. Perfect segue. I use these grids all the time. So the deal for you is you've got to use your space in here. Okay, you're going to use this space to be right place, right time, and you're eventually going to control the collision.